Welcome back to the Magic Room, and blessings. We've returned to this place to continue our study of the Tarot, one card at a time. In the first episode, we talked about card number 0, the Fool. And in that study, we discussed the idea that we're not trying to give an absolute judgment on the meaning of the cards. Rather, we aim to study the imagery and symbolism so that we can find our own interpretations. Today, we'll be looking at the card numbered at 1 in the Major Arcana, the Magician. As always, we begin by looking at the most basic divinatory meanings. These are skill, diplomacy, address, self-confidence, and willpower. However, once again, the card has evolved to hold far greater meanings to us through time. In the Tarot of Marseille, the magician is depicted as a performer of stage magic, standing behind a table of items such as cups, balls, a silk handkerchief, and holding in his hand a magician's wand. But the Rider-Waite card clearly illustrates a practitioner of ritual magic, stood next to an altar where the instruments of magical ceremony are on display: the wand, chalice, athame, and pentagram tile, signifying the classical elements of air, water, fire, and earth. And of course, these also correspond to the suits of the lesser arcana: wands, cups, swords, and pentacles. These are also the very same items used to this day and placed upon the altar in modern ritual magic. In the magician's right hand, he holds aloft a wand or scroll to the heavens, and with his left he points downward to the ground. This is said to signify the divine immanence, the magician's ability to bridge the gap between heaven and earth, the course of grace, virtue, and light, drawn from things above and derived to things below. Above the magician's head, we see the mathematical sign for infinity, representing the boundless and endless. Correspondingly, we can see around the magician's waist a belt designed on the Ouroboros, an ancient symbol of a serpent devouring its own tail, often interpreted as a symbol for eternal renewal and the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. According to Waite, this indicates the eternity of attainment in the spirit. Surrounding the magician, we see a garden of roses and lilies. These are thought to represent the blossoming of aspirations. The card is often considered to be a sign that all of the tools and resources we need to manifest our dreams are already within us, and we should begin the process of realizing our deepest desires. A basic interpretation of the card reversed can be found in the Rider-Waite key to the Tarot: physician, magus, mental disease, disgrace, and disquiet. Please be assured that reading reversals is by no means mandatory. We look at the altered divinations of reverse cards merely to acknowledge the practice, so that we can make our own decision on whether or not to read reversals ourselves. Often taken as a motivational sign that we should plan and put into action our intentions to realize our goals and shape our reality. The magician is one of 2 cards that the Fool meets at the beginning of his journey, and we'll be taking a deeper look at that in the next episode. Arthur Edward Waite tells us that his idea for this card was inspired by the divine Apollo from Greek mythology, with a confident face and shining eyes. Most certainly, the common themes of willpower and self-confidence are readily apparent in this, the card numbered at 1 in the tarot deck. Thank you so much for joining us in the Magic Room. May the coming days bring you inspiration, energy, and action. Until next time.